If you've ever traveled at all, you've probably noticed that the temperature, the amount and frequency of rainfall, the type of vegetation, and just the daily variations in weather differ from place to place. If you've noticed this, then you already have a grasp of the main concept behind this unit, climate. What is climate though? Climate is similar to weather, but more generalized and based on a longer period of time, describing what is going on in the atmosphere right now. Rain, sun, temperature, etc. is weather. Describing what it is usually like is climate. Climate is the average weather conditions for a particular place. The two things that make one climate different from another are the precipitation, the amount and how it falls, and the temperature, how hot, cold, or variable it is. Precipitation could come in small amounts frequently, it could come in large amounts seasonally, or it could barely rain at all. An area's temperature could be polar, which means it's cold nearly year-round. It could be tropical, meaning it is hot nearly year-round, or it could be temperate, meaning it is hot in summer and cold in winter. An area's climate is based on the combination of temperature and precipitation it receives. Areas found between the equator and 30 degrees latitude, both north and south, are generally considered tropical. Areas between 30 and 60, both north and south, are generally considered temperate. And then areas between 60 and 90, or between 60 and the poles, are generally considered polar. The type of climate an area has affects the type of plants that grow there and the type of soil it will have. You can help identify the climate of an area by looking at the types of plants that grow there. This becomes particularly important when describing and naming biomes. Climate an area ends up having is decided by the amount of solar radiation, or heat from the sun, the movement of the atmosphere, and the movement of the oceans. The oceans and atmosphere move because of temperature gradients caused by uneven solar radiation, meaning different parts of the Earth getting more heat from the sun than others, and the rotation of the Earth. So ultimately, the sun and Earth's position and motion around the solar system hold responsibility for all of Earth's climates. The equator receives the most consistent amounts of solar radiation, so how much sun a place gets is decided by its distance from the equator, or its latitude, and the revolution of the Earth on its axis around the sun, or the season. Things, such as elevation and position relative to large bodies of water, can also affect the climate of a particular location. Atmospheric pressure decreases as elevation increases, so the higher you go, the colder the temperature tends to get. This is why the mountains always seem to get more snow than other places. Large bodies of water tend to have the opposite effect. Since water changes temperature slower than air does, areas around large bodies of water tend to have more moderate temperatures than more landlocked areas. They may also get more precipitation because of the increased moisture in the air. This is why the Cape tends to get less snow than inland areas in the winter.